What's up, guys? On another episode of the JG Lending Team podcast, or the JG Lending Show. My bad. So the JG Lending Show, another episode here today. Guys, today's actually a very special episode. So why are we smoking? Why are we enjoying a whiskey here on Friday? Well, number one, it's Friday. That's right. Number two, it's actually my birthday today, guys. So I decided, hey, if I'm going to do a podcast today, who's kind of somebody special that I can bring on and show and enjoy myself with him and get some knowledge to you guys. So this is my friend Alexis Espinosa over here. He's the owner of Home Inspection in Southeast Florida, the CEO right now, guys. And I brought him on because guess what? One of the things we focus on in this podcast is real estate. One of the things we focus on is finances. Where's the market going? Where's all this stuff? But there's still people buying now. So guys, buyers, when you get that long inspection report, a lot of time you're like, what the hell's on this report? What the fuck is this shit? You know? So I brought my boy Alexis on to talk to you about step-by-step kind of what is in an inspection, what are the most important parts, what do you need to be worried about when you purchase your home, what do investors need to look at, just a ton of different things that we could get going for you guys. So I'm going to introduce my boy right here, right now. Let him talk a little bit about business.
Well, thank you, first of all, having me here on your birthday, on a Friday,
thank you.
Celebrating, drinking, smoking cigars, what life's about. But besides that, we got a good weekend ahead of us, and let's start off already with, any question you got.
Absolutely, bro. So you had mentioned that you started your business out in 2008, right? So
I started in 2008, business open in 2010.
Okay, so business open in 2010. So what were you doing in the 2008 period? What, you were just an inspector?
I was just working for someone.
For who?
One of my good friends, Javier Arano. That's when we started, he opened the door for me. He told me, hey, get in the field, and then you know what?
Really?
I got my feet wet and started working.
Nice. So, okay. You still work with him now?
No, we're good friends. We still talk once in a blue moon.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the way it is, bro. You got to always start from somewhere, I think, and then go in general.
Always appreciate the people who open doors for me, because not everybody opens the door.
Exactly, bro. People be shutting doors. They don't be doing stuff. Nice. So, okay. So, in 2008, you started. Well, 2008, if for those of you that don't know what happened in 2008 was the biggest housing bubble and crisis in America year to date. All right, guys. So, that's when a ton of mortgages collapsed and people could no longer make their payments. Why? Well, in 2004, they started getting adjustable rate mortgages. Adjustable rate mortgages are very simply a mortgage that has a fixed rate for a certain amount of time and that adjusts to the current market rate. So what happened? When they were getting these loans in 2004, these rates were adjusting in 2008. And guess what? 2007, 2008, and guess what? The whole housing market collapsed because you went from a 3% rate to a 10% rate, and you no longer could make your payment. Also, they weren't verifying their income for these people to pay. So you could do ninja loans. You remember those, bro?
Yeah, of course.
No income, no job loans, bro.
You can work at McDonald's and you can get a house for $700 grand.
For $700 bro. So that's crazy.
Flipping burgers.
That being said, he came into the housing business of that age. So I want to kind of know, how was their business? What were people buying? What were they doing? What's up with that?
There was a lot of investors at that time buying properties, foreclosed properties.
Okay. So properties, so you're saying investors come out when rates go high and shit happens?
Huh? At that time, it was just the market. It was always good. Businesses, there was always houses.
Exactly.
I've always been busy. And at that time, people were buying, people were losing, and there was inventory. Not like it was going on now in this market. Yeah.
So are you scared about what's happening in this market now with rates going up or no?
There's always a roller coaster in this business. You know how it is.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that mentality.
I'm always riding the wave, day by day.
That's what I'm saying. I like that mentality, bro. I like to hang around people that think like that, bro, because when you got a market that's coming to your area, bro, listen, in my opinion, there's no market that's steady. Maybe the only market that's going to be steady is medical field because they're always going to need medicine.
Of course.
But the housing market, dude, people are always going to need homes to live in. People are always, the only thing that you can't make more of in life is land. Yeah. And what's houses built on? Land.
Later on, there's not going to be no land.
Exactly,
everything's getting built.
Exactly, bro. So listen, Alexis, talk to me about when you get an inspection, how does it work from when you get under contract on a home? When do you contact the inspection guy?
Well, the first thing when you sign a contract, what comes next?
You sign the inspection?
You do the inspection.
Okay, why do I need an inspection?
Well, first of all, you need an inspection for insurance. Especially if you need to get a homeowner insurance, it's going to call 4-point and wind mitigation.
Explain a little bit more about that. What's the 4-point and what's the wind? What's the difference?
Well, the 4-point is for the insurance to know how's the roof.
Okay.
How's the electrical panel?
Okay.
How's the AC?
Okay.
Water heater? And of course, the plumbing of the house.
Okay.
That's very important to get insurance in Miami-Dade, Broward, or all state of Florida to make sure your house is insurable. So what's the first thing the client asks you? How's the roof?
How's the roof? Everybody cares about the roof. But, yeah, the roof is one part, but you mentioned 3 other important aspects, which were what?
Electrical panel.
Electrical
plumbing.
panel.
AC water heater is very important, but an AC you can go to Home Depot or any AC supply and buy one tomorrow. Water heater, you can go to Home Depot and buy one as we speak right now and get it installed.
Yeah.
But the most important is the roof for the insurance, electrical panel, and what else?
And plumbing. Actually, you know, it's funny. I got a guy right now. He's looking at a house to do cast iron plumbing. That has cast iron plumbing in it right now.
Yeah.
What's the main thing about that? What's up with that? I hear a lot of negative things, but I don't really understand it.
Well, my house still got cast iron plumbing.
Right.
You know, I repiped the bathrooms, I repiped the kitchen, but the main plumbing that goes to the city is still cast iron.
Should people be worried about cast iron plumbing?
It's a plumbing from the 50s.
Okay.
You know, it's original plumbing from home. It's recommended repiping, but, you know, like I tell all my clients, when they do an inspection, do a sewer scope.
Okay.
If they want to have an ease.
What's a sewer scope?
That's pretty much a camera. You know, I recommend always, you know, we provide it as well.
Okay.
Or a licensed plumber comes, sticks a camera through the pipes, make sure there's, you know, nothing, you know, crack, no roots going underneath, and make sure there's no, you know.
So what's that called?
Sewer scope camera.
Sewer scope camera, guys. So cast iron plumbing was a big thing back in the 50s.
The 40s, 50s, yeah. The original, you know.
The original piping on that.
You know, everything after 78 was PVC.
Okay, after 78. Okay, so are there a lot of homes that you're seeing with cast iron plumbing?
Still, anything under 75, 76, yeah. You can
so you're still seeing it. Yeah. So then you would recommend that. So that's one thing there, guys. So if you have a home with cast iron plumbing, you know, you might be scared of it. A lot of people are scared of it, but they don't know that they can do the extra steps of the sewer scope. They can go the extra mile. And
you know, it's not included in a regular inspection. It's an extra charge. Mm-hmm. But if you're buying a house, $500,000-$600,000 or plus, I always recommend it in any property.
Well, it's like, let me ask you a question. It's like, how much does it cost a sewer scope? Let's say
any plumber can charge you $350 to $400.
How much does it charge to redo the piping if it breaks?
Over a couple $1,000s.
Okay, so it's the same. I think it's the same thing as like, okay, I'm gonna relate it to a DUI type thing, right? Is it how much does the DUI cost? $10,000, $20,000. How much is an Uber ride home?
$40.
$40. It's just a preventive measure. Yeah, it probably won't happen or can't happen. We're not saying it's likely that it won't, but it's a preventative measure. You're gonna pay $350 to save yourself thousands of dollars. You know, so man, that's huge, bro. So now we got the roof. Talk to us about the roof, man. What are some of the most important aspects you got to look at the roof and stuff like that?
The roof is very important in the house. That's the main thing that protects you from rain, from damages, from insurance cancellations. Now the insurances, the only ones taking in South Florida is Citizen now.
Jesus, man.
So it's getting harder.
Citizen's taking what? What type?
The Citizen's the only insurance right now, insuring everybody. Right now, to find, you know, a lot of insurance companies left Florida.
Really? Why is that?
Because all the, you know, a lot of people doing claims. The insurances don't want to pay, you know.
Wow.
The insurances are only taking, you know, back then shingles will last 20 years. Now they're trying to get it less than 15.
Really?
You know, they're making it hard for buyers to purchase a property.
So what's a rule of thumb for buyers purchasing homes with not new roofs type thing? Like purchasing an already existing home, been built for a couple years. What are the key points?
Now the inventory is different from 2 years ago that you can pick and choose. Now I've had buyers cancel 3-4 properties in a month because they don't want to give credit back on roofs. They don't want to replace the roofs, or they don't have the funds for the roofs.
Okay.
Because a roof right now is not like in 2018. This tile roof right here on this property was worth 30 or 40. Now any roof could be 45 plus. Shingle roof on a regular home, they used to be 10 to 15. Now it's 20 plus.
Oh my God.
All the material's gone up with the inflation.
Thank you, inflation.
Thank you. You know?
So man, listen. So, but like, let me ask you a question. So let's say I'm buying a house, right? Mm-hmm. It's got a pretty decent roof. Okay. What are some of the main points, main keys that I need to be focusing on the roof? I'm talking about how many years does it normally have? What should I be focusing on when I'm thinking about maybe replacing the roof or something like that?
Well, let's say the roof, usually roofs 25 years, they're already almost at end of life.
Okay.
Always recommend any roof when it's around 20 or 25, get it evaluated by the roofer.
Yeah.
If you have any cracked tiles, any loose tiles in the ridge line, make sure you seal it, make sure you fix to prevent any leaks and prevent anything, you know, that cause with a leak. Okay. Right now, insurances are not paying for leaks. So I tell my clients, you got cracked tiles, we note it on the report.
Insurances are not paying for leaks, guys. Take very close note of that. So he's throwing out some nuggets here. 25 years is where you should start, you know, considering replacing this roof, man. So if you're out there trying to buy a home that has a roof more than 25 years, consider getting that seller credit. You know, guys, right now for buyers, and I will throw this out right now. He pointed it out 2 years ago. If your roof was 35 years old, you're probably still getting what, $50K over appraisal for that house?
Of
2 years ago when it was crazy.
Yeah, the beginning of 2020 with COVID.
Okay, so what are the benefits of rising interest rates now? You guys are discouraged about rising interest rates, but what are rising interest rates doing? They're allowing you to go in at homes and go on your terms. They're allowing you to cancel contracts on homes because they won't give credits for the roof. They're making sellers compensate you for the things that you need in their house to fix. And that's what Alexis makes sure you get done. That's what his company makes sure. So he's going to come in and he's going to show you a roof. And he'll be like, yo, this roof needs to be fixed. Don't buy this home unless the roof is fixed. Guess what? You just got a $40K credit on the roof. If it wasn't for Alexis, you probably have to fix the roof, more money out of pocket.
That's why I explained to everybody, look, my reports are very detailed. We also do videos if we see any damages from plumbing, from, let's say we're doing a full home inspection on this property.
Okay.
You got lifted pavers, you got cracked window, you got plumbing issues, you got electrical issues. Yeah, we'll note it in the report so you know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
With, estimates, without estimates.
With estimates and costs and stuff like that.
Don't think you're going to get back all the estimates. That's why I tell my clients, go for the main things. Cosmetic things, every house is cosmetic. There's no perfect home here.
Not at all.
But main things I always tell everybody, the most expensive in a house is a roof. Second comes plumbing. Third is electrical.
Okay. So we spoke about roofing. We spoke about what's important on roofing. We spoke what's important about plumbing. Let's go to electrical, man. Let's talk a little bit of electrical. What is the main thing you have to look at when you're talking about electrical, when they got to be fixed and stuff like that?
Well, houses from the 90s up don't have too much issue with electrical because they're, up to code, up everything. Houses from 90s down, you're dealing with Challenger panels, Sylvania panels, Zenko panels, Federal Pacific.
Okay.
Those are the panels that insurances are absolute. They don't want to take those panels.
They don't want to touch them.
Citizen will take them now. Before it was stricter with other insurances. But like I give my suggestion to a buyer, me as a homeowner, I replace anything that's going to give me electrical issues in the future. Breaker defaults, I replace the panel. All my properties, even rentals, everything. First thing I do before remodeling a bathroom, I change the panel. Because I don't want to have electrical issues with anybody.
With anything like that.
Especially with a tenant, especially with a cell,
So let's kind of shift there. As an investor, what's kind of where do you go by fixing stuff? Let's say I'm going to do maybe not a fix and flip, but maybe I'm going to fix up a home to do a rental and keep it long term. What's my checklist here?
Checklist always make sure all your plumbing valves.
Okay.
All your your plumbing valves. Make sure all your electrical outlets work. Those are very important. When you rent a property, they want to make sure they got power here. They want to make sure their AC is working. Make sure you do a coil clean if your AC hasn't been replaced.
No, bro. You just got in the middle of the podcast, bro. You just think we're talking here, just comiendo mierda.
No matter. He's part of the team. What's up, brother? Alexis.
Just keep going.
And water heater, always recommend to be replaced. Those are the main things.
Okay.
Why? Because you don't want to have your tenant call you, say, hey, you just bought this property. You rented it out to me. I don't want to have any plumbing issue. I don't want to have any water heater issue. You want to make sure all those components are straight. Cosmetic is bobería.
Cosmetic is bobería,
But the main things, like I said, AC, water heater, electrical, you don't want to have those issues so you don't have nobody calling you back, especially if you're going to flip. A lot of people, these investors, I've taught a lot of investors things that are like, wow, Alexis, you gave me some pointers. A lot of investors leave an old roof, leave an old electrical panel, old AC.
And they just do cosmetic.
They do bathrooms, kitchen. So, the house looks beautiful. As a first-time home buyer, you see the bathroom, you're like, oh my God, it's beautiful. You see the floors, oh my God, laminate or tile. But the main things for an insurance to pass on a 4-point is roof, electrical, and plumbing. If you have those issues, you're not going to get insured.
You're not going to get insured. So that's key right there, dude. You just said it, bro. With fix and flippers, man, there's so many investors that are obviously turning around homes, fixing for profit and stuff like that, which I love, man. I'm a big profit guy. But then you got first-time home buyers that are obviously trying to come in and purchase a home where they're going to grow their family. And so that's where the inspection comes. That's why it's so crucial. That's why it's so crucial to have a good inspection company that knows what they're doing. Thoroughly inspect the property, guys. Listen, pay for good stuff. Don't you did a sign on Instagram the other day. What did it say?
Yeah, because a lot of how some people come and they try to
your dad is not an inspector.
Your husband. You never have to switch it up.
Your husband's not an inspector.
Your husband's not an inspector. Sometimes they come and they try telling you what to do. And I'm here to guide them. My clients come first. My realtors come first. My lenders come first. But my clients, they're the ones that are asking me for favors.
People,
They're the ones paying me. So I want to make sure they're comfortable with the inspection. And I like when buyers are there. Why? Because when they see the report and they're not there, they freak out. I like when they're there. So when I'm done doing my inspection, we walk through, pretty much tell you, hey, look, this is something serious. This is something light. This can affect you. This not. To give them heads up. So when they have a peace of mind, so when they leave the property, they're like, hey, Joel, the inspector was great. Gave me some, some details, gave me some pointers, and I'm safe now buying this property.
I mean, either way for you, like if you do the inspection, you're getting paid whether they sell the house or not,
Yeah,
so why are you going to tell them, but like, why are you going to, that's what I hate when people come in and no, this is fine over here. Why would you tell them something bad, like on purpose?
It's not that. An inspection report can make a deal break
Of
or a
course.
deal go very difficult.
Of course.
And we try to make the deals go through as smooth as possible on both sides. So as a lender, as a realtor, and as a buyer, and as well as a seller, everything goes smooth. You know, everything's negotiable.
Especially in the beginning.
You know, everybody says it's as is, but there's always some wiggle room if it's something that can affect. Because
especially in this market.
Especially, let's say I'm a buyer, this roof doesn't pass. The next buyer is going to come to do the same thing.
Yeah.
The third buyer is going to come say, hey, the roof is, and if you're not, you have to drop something.
At the end of the day, you got to pray that the buyer's going to take it as is, or they're going to, or you know, you're going to fix it.
You still got buyers that don't care. They, you know, they take it as is, or you got buyers that nitpick any corner, and they, you know, I understand.
I keep telling
they're paying
people
top dollar now for a house. You want to make sure everything,
Dude,
you know.
I keep telling people now, right now, interest rates are high, man. Yes, they are. But bro, there has been no better time right now than since 2008 to have negotiating power, to come in and say, I'm not buying this house unless you fix that fucking roof, bro. Unless you fix the roof,
or credit,
yeah, or unless you give me a credit for the roof so I can fix it once I move in. Unless you give me a credit for the plumbing or something that's messed up, you guys have negotiating power. Because guess what happens? Rates aren't going to keep going up forever. They're not. We're combating inflation right now. The last CPI report came out actually lower than the months before. So we're actually trending in the right direction. However, we do need to be aggressive and raise interest rates. But what does that give you as a buyer? It gives you better purchasing power. Gives you, I'm sorry, not purchasing power. It gives you better negotiable purchasing. Lets you get into homes for a lot cheaper than what you would have gone into. And then guess what? In two years, when rates come back down, you just refinance, man. You rented out that rate for a little while. Now you refinance. Now your property value is skyrocketing again. And now guess what? You're the fucking seller. You're no longer the buyer. So we touched on the 4-point inspection, wind mitigation. What's up with that?
That's what everybody looks for here in South Florida. Everybody's looking for what? To save money. Discounts.
Okay.
You know, so very important. Let's say you have a property, doesn't have shutters, doesn't have accordion shutters, doesn't have impact windows. It's recommended to save on homeowner insurance, upgrade shutters, you know, impact windows. You have a garage, you need an impact garage. That's what they look for. Now, to get the discount in this house, I see everybody has impact windows.
Yeah.
So right now, let's say you got to get a premium of $500 to $1,000 a year, maybe more, on discounts on your wind mitigation.
Oh, your wind mitigation. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah,
usually home insurance premiums are what? 3, 4, 5K, depending on the home.
Depending on the location and the home.
So $500 to $1,000 a year discount. Hey, that's a big discount, bro.
Of course. You got to invest a couple of thousand into windows, but in the end, it pays off.
Yeah. So the wind mitigation is basically just the windows.
Windows and hurricane straps on the roof.
Windows and hurricane straps on the roof. So what is your biggest, like, how would you tell people how is to save the most money? How do you save the most money when you get an insurance to do to your home?
All right, let's say we buy a house. Let's say from the early 60s. Original windows. No shutters. Your insurance is going to be premium high. But right now, let's say you've been living here for a year. You want to upgrade. You want to put new windows. You want to put shutters. That's going to give you a huge discount.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Is that it? Just shutters and a roof?
Roof always helps out.
We're doing the roof there. Are there any type of roof that you would like to do that would save you the most?
All the roofs give you the same pretty much discount.
So do impact windows give you better discounts than shutters?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Same thing.
Oh, that's crazy. But would you prefer impact windows over shutters?
Yeah. First of all, it brings the value of the house. Looks prettier. And it's easier. You go on a vacation. Let's say we're in Jamaica. We're in DR. If a hurricane's coming, who's going to put up your shutters? You got to pay somebody.
That's true.
If you have impact windows, you go, okay, that's it.
Just pray.
Just pray. That's why you got insurance.
Just pray.
You know?
That's why you didn't say Seguro, right?
You know, everybody, when they buy a house, they're like, oh my God, I don't have the discounts. I go, well, when you buy, call me afterwards, upgrade your windows, and give me a call. We come back, re-inspect the property, take new pictures, and yeah, you send a new policy to your insurance that most likely is going to be Citizen, and they're going to give you a discount.
So, damn, so you even help clients after they purchase their homes, after you do the inspection?
Of course, everybody's always trying to save, you know?
You're always available.
Every penny, yeah.
You're always available to help them out with whatever they need. Damn, yo, that's awesome, bro. Not a lot of inspection companies are like you guys, bro. Not a lot of inspection companies are like you guys. I mean, listen, personally, I don't work closely with inspection companies other than when it comes to insurance.
Yeah, of course.
But like I said, remember we had that call on the cracked tiles and stuff like that on that roof.
I gave you detail what you need to do to get it fixed and to get it insured. Right now, insurances, if I do this inspection on this property where we're at right now, and you got cracked tiles, we have to note it on the report. Why? Because the client's going to ask, oh, I have cracked tiles, I can't get insurance. Yes, the insurance will take you, but you got to repair the cracked tiles to prevent any leak, to prevent any damages on the roof. Once you get that fixed, we come back out here, we observe the roof, we take new pictures, and we provide, you as the homeowner, you're going to provide me with a receipt. I got it, done by Fulanito at that. Here's the receipt of the cracked tiles. Okay, and
now you change the inspection.
We change the inspection. We update it, and we put that attached receipt so the insurance company could be like, okay, the roof is insurable.
Okay.
You know.
Now, what do you have about like? Hold up. How long have we been?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay, 5 more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. Well, yeah,
no rush.
No, I don't like to make. No, the thing is, I don't like to make it long because when you post it on YouTube, people don't watch it.
Yeah, of course. Everybody wants short and quick.
Yeah, exactly. So now let me ask you. We're obviously in Miami. Mm-hmm. We're in the. I think we're no longer the capital of fraud anymore. But no, Los Angeles is that's Los Angeles just passed us. But by the way, we're still in top 3 in fraud. So now that comes to inspection reports, bro. That comes. Are you experiencing that a lot, where people are fraudulent, making fraudulent inspection reports just to get homes and stuff like that? Are you seeing that?
This is South Florida. It's very ugly out here when it comes to that. You know, that's why I've been in business so long, because we go by the book since day one. You know, we explain to clients this can happen. You know, this can affect you, and like everything in this industry, anything's fixable.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're getting a credit back. Like I told my clients, you get a credit back, your insurance is high, replace the roof. Mm-hmm. You get a credit back, say the windows need replacement, you change them, get a discount. Mm-hmm. There's always ways in the insurance industry to, you know, get insured. You know, if not, some houses are not insurable. Mm-hmm. I've gone to inspections that the houses are disastrous. That you walk in, you're like, what I got myself into? It doesn't look like in the MLS. But I told my clients, if it's not insurable, there's insurance companies, it's called builder's risk.
Okay. Oh, yes, I heard about that. Yeah. Talk to us about that. Yeah, that's impressive.
I know a little bit about builder's risk. And remember, I'm a home inspector. I go out and do the inspection. Whatever the report comes out with any issues, that's already on the title company. That's on your part as a lender, as a mortgage broker, to get that solved. But I tell my clients, you know, there's always an insurance will take you out there, even if the house is in mint condition or the house is a rehab. There's always ways you can get insurance. It might be higher, it might be normal, but every house in South Florida is insured.
So now I'm actually going to bring it back here. This is the important part about inspections and the reason they matter in mortgages. When you do an inspection report, also, actually, you know what? Let me backtrack before I say that. Inspections versus appraisals. Talk to me about that, because the appraisals are going to take pictures of the home. They're going to give you a value of the home. How does the inspection coincide with the appraisal? How does it mess it up?
Sometimes the appraisals are acting like inspectors now. They're checking out the house more than an inspector would. You know, like I said, when we go in a property, we look at it like we're buying it ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we observe from exterior, interior.
Get into attics and shit.
You know, we also do thermal imaging camera to check between the walls to see if there's any leakage, anything in the ceiling. Mm-hmm. So we go detail to detail. Sometimes, let's say this roof has been replaced, but there's still a stain in the attic, or there's still a stain in the ceiling. The appraiser is going to go take a picture, not observe it. Then what holds back? That holds back
the loan.
Yeah,
that holds back.
And then they got to need a contractor. They're going to need a licensed roofer.
Okay.
But the roof was just replaced. So as a homeowner, you go, look to the appraiser. I just got a receipt. The roof is, I replaced it last month. Oh no, but the stain's still there. So I always tell them, if you replace a roof, make sure any leak, any drywall, anything that will cause an eye on an inspector or an eye on an appraisal, get it repaired. It's going to cause less distraction. And it'll be a smooth transaction.
So now, all right. Now, let's say you do the inspection report.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to buyers that when you do the inspection report and the appraiser comes back with something different like that? Like you said, I just replaced the roof, but I got a stain in it. What do you tell buyers as far as trusting the inspection report and trusting that over the appraisal? And they're like, listen, I don't want to buy the house. The appraiser said esto y lo otro, or the seller or somebody has said this. What do you tell them?
The appraiser is not going to be saying nothing. The appraiser is going to just give the value of the house. The only thing they'll notice something and be serious, because I've never seen appraisals on roofs. I only see them look by the corner, take a picture, call it a day. But I don't see the appraisal report. So something I've gotten calls back over the years. Hey, there's some rotten wood. I noted on the report.
Yeah.
But the appraisal notes it in a different way.
Yeah.
He'll put WDO inspector. Let's say it has damages on the wall. It'll be like, you need a structural engineer. Those are things the appraisal, they're just covering ourselves the same way as an inspector. We have to cover our license. We got to cover ourselves, because it's not us. We put it on the report. If the homeowner doesn't fix it, that's already on the buyer's part and in the seller's part. Our part is just to inspect, observe, and write what we see on the report.
Right, what you see there. So now, all right. So this is one of the big things that I wanted to focus on here, right? Inspections. Why are they so important? Why did I have Alexis come on and talk to you buyers about inspections? Well, first, as inspections, bro, as a first-time home buyer, you need to know what's wrong with the property just far beyond its looks. You need to know whether this property is going to collapse on you in 2 or 3 months, whether you need to get a roof repaired, whether you're going to have a $50,000 repair coming soon, or something like that. Because that's really important. That's probably more important than how the house looks, to be honest. Now, the reason I also say that is because inspection reports are going to determine whether you can insure the home. If you can't insure the home because you have a serious hole in the roof, or you have something here, you have something like that, you can't get a loan on it. Yes, there's all types of insurances that you can do and can go buy it, but that's what's going to be based off of the inspection report. So that's why it's so important for a loan to have a good inspection and kind of understand what we need to change for the loan. Because when you get that inspection report back, I say, hey, as a loan officer, yo, this is going to be caught in underwriting. Why? You can't get insurance in the house. The house is falling apart. You can get the builder's risk, but builder's risk usually isn't a 12-month policy.
It's a skyrocket policy as well. And let's say you're going to be paying $3,000 with insurance and mortgage, you're going to be paying $6,000. You know, it's a whole different. I'm just throwing a ballpark figure. Yeah, it'll go.
But you got it. But builder's risk is contingent upon you replacing that item. Correct?
That item, the roof, the electrical, whatever issue can cause for you not to get insurance.
So that's a huge part in the loan process, all right? Aside from the appraisal, when the appraisal comes in, if there's electrical sockets that are missing, and there's panels that are messed up, and there's things that need to be replaced, the appraiser's going to note that. But guess what? Your inspector already did that. Okay, your inspection is $350. No, $500, right?
Depends.
Yeah, it depends.
We start off at $350, depending from condos to townhomes, all the way up to thousands. Depending on the property it is.
Depends on the type of property, but the same thing that appraisals do. However, appraisals are much more expensive than inspections, generally speaking, right?
And they're in and out.
And they're in and out. They take, how long do you use your inspection report usually if you're thorough about it?
We're doing same day inspection. We do it pretty much. We use one of the best softwares out here in South Florida. It's called Spectora. Pretty much we do it on our iPad. We take pictures, we observe, we take videos, we write the notes, click. That same day we leave the inspection, we send the report to the client or to the realtor or to the lender. Okay. And then they give us a call back. Hey, you know,
how long is your actual physical inspection of the home?
Oh, we take our time.
You take your time.
So I always tell everybody, sit back, relax. We take 2 or 3 hours. You know, I'm not in and out. I like to take my time because a property, you can't inspect a house in 1 hour. If you are, you just running by, taking pictures and figure it out later. No.
That's what I told, that's what I told a lot of you inspected the house I was going to buy.
Yeah, we took our time.
Oh, yeah, we were there for like 2 or 3 hours.
With my partner, Roger, you know.
Exactly.
The worm, and he goes inside the attic, he goes through it.
For real, man. This guy was in the attic, checking it out, getting in that space. So again, like we talk about it, when your inspection always comes before the appraisal, at least then your inspection can save you money if you get a good one done on the appraisal. Because guess what? What do you pay a regular inspection company to come in? They say, hey, it looks pretty good, you can finance it. Appraiser comes and say, bro, no, it doesn't. There's stains here. There's things that need to be fixed here. Things that need to be repaired that you were not aware of as a home buyer. Well, guess what? Now you're out almost $2,000 just in inspection and appraisals, and you can't even get a loan because you need to fix this amount. So when it comes to inspections, it's probably going to be the most important part of actually defining whether you want this home or not. It's going to tell you whether it's going to kill contracts or make them. Yeah. That's the whole thing, guys. So any other thing, Alexis, that you want to say, man, that you want to bring on as far as this? What tips, what more advice do you have, bro?
Well, like I tell every homeowner, I get a lot of calls lately, and people, you know, they always try to negotiate. Don't negotiate your home inspector. Hire the right guy. Use the right team. Don't save $20-$30 to find a newbie out there trying to save, and in the end, you got a photographer instead of an inspector.
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. Then they call me back. Hey, you know what? The other guy messed up and this and that. And I'm like, oh, told you.
And it ends up costing them more money.
And they cost money. You know, and I always try to give the best price possible. I always try to help out my clients. In the end, it's not about the money. It's about the customer service.
Hey, Alexis, my man, is there anything else you would like to say as far as going on the podcast, brother? Any other tips that you want to give to the people?
Well, don't negotiate. Don't hustle your inspector. Make sure you pay the right guy to hire for your next home inspection. You don't want to have that deal that you call me back. Hey, that guy I hired for $50 less didn't take the pictures, didn't check the property right. There's a lot of people out here lowballing. There's a lot of people out here negotiating. Don't negotiate your home inspector. He's the one's going to make sure what you're getting yourself into, make sure what you're buying, and he's on your side. Remember that.
So use the best home inspector right here, Alexis Espinosa from Home Inspections over here, and come and get your best mortgage broker right here.
Right here.
All right,
the man right here, I appreciate it for you
guys. I'll see you guys on the next podcast.